myself, Pitt, Amy, and Angel. Have you ever wondered why the aircon is so expensive and you're paying for it every night? Have you ever wondered why the temperature is too hot, too cold, or just not quite right? We decided to find out. We decided to investigate air conditioning usage because it's relevant to you guys. It's expensive, it's directly paid for by students, and it's easily changed, unlike your socket usage or your lights. It's also super affected by seasonal and temporal changes. It gets colder, you really don't need it. You know, it's a little hot during the day with the sun shining in, you really want to turn it on. So we decided to identify the external factors that could change the air conditioning usage, and then graphically represent them to extrapolate the relationship between the users, you, and everything else. We then hypothesized about the students' air conditioning habits and proposed recommendations so that we can help you reduce the amount of money you're spending and try to save the environment. So what did we look at? We decided to use data based on 2 floors, 44 hallmates, and 1,297 hours. How much do you think that cost? Anyone? Rough guess?
A lot.
Not bad, not bad. It was $4,348 of money that you've just slapped onto that card reader. And out of those 1,297 hours, how many of them were hours where we didn't use the air conditioning? Any guesses?
2,000?
Pardon?
2,000.
Wait, out of 1,297 hours,
okay.
how many had the air conditioning units off? All off.
0.
A little higher than that. A little higher than that.
1.
6 hours. Over 99% of the time, the air conditioning units were turned on. It's way too much. So we decided to find out why.
Hello everyone. Yes. Well, we use a software called MATLAB to analyze the data. And this is the first graph we have gathered. This is from all 1,297 hours in 26 rows that totally over 30,000 data points. And this is how it corresponds hours, between hours and how much they use per hour. You can see that it seems quite good because the majority of them lies on the lab. So like at most they only use 50 cents per hour. Is it really that good? Oh, one more thing. These 2 spikes are the people who only turns on the fan mode of the aircon. Yeah, that is almost equal to no aircon turning on no aircon actually. And then for the guys in the middle, those guys are the good guys. And for the guys on the right, I don't know, maybe they have some problem with the aircon. Yes. And then while we have from the data, we got a secret formula like this. What does that mean? It relates between the temperature and the money you pay per hour. You can see that as you set the thermostat setting higher, your money goes up by the square. So that's quite a lot of money accumulated up. So if we apply this formula to the data we got this. This is actually we can't actually see how high they turn the aircon on, but we can devise a model from that, and then we can use this. And actually you can see that it looks like the optimal is around 3. It corresponds to around 23 or 24 degrees, and we'll talk about that later. And then, but the majority of the people are on 6 or 7. That is like 18 or 19 degrees. Too cold. It's like you have to wear a shirt or something. Yes. And then from this we further develop a graph that relates to how much you turn on the aircon versus how much you can use the aircon. Yes, you can see if you don't turn the aircon on at all, you can use only $1 for your whole night sleep. So if anyone thinks that the aircon is too energy efficient, you better go there and then check if you actually have you even turned the aircon on. And you can see when you go higher and higher, the monthly efficiency drops significantly. You can see if you just 10/6, and you need to pay like $1 for 2 hours of aircon, so you will spend all the time waking up at the middle of the night and then recharging the aircon. Yes, and so this is not malfunctioning. Yeah. It's just an easy comparison. You can see that the people here are at the inflection point of the graph. That means what? That means they are the smartest people who know that if you go lower, you are not comfortable enough. And if you go higher, you are using too much more. Yes. So what can we do to stop this?
Okay, thank you. So now I'm going to discuss what we can do to solve this problem. So basically we have three solutions for all of the problems that we have raised. Now I can first point out that all of our solutions are very user-centered, because after all, this is about you. We want you guys to take the initiative to perhaps turn off the air conditioner, or perhaps less use of it. Okay, so this is our first solution. It's all the graphs, you might not get it, but this is about the weather. So basically, we want to utilize the iPad we already have on the 4th floor in the lobby, the one that shows all of our air conditioning use on the 4th floor. So basically, we want to add another function to it. Perhaps we can add a function that tells us the weather of that day, perhaps whether it's a rainy day, or perhaps even more specifically, the temperature of that day. So when you guys return to New College and you enter the hall, the lobby, you can see from the iPad the temperature of the day, and that tells you how to adjust your reader, which I will explain later. And then another way is that we will send some guidelines with concrete suggestions as to how to adjust your reader according to perhaps the temperature of that day. And then, of course, we cannot forget the floor ranking, because obviously this is a hall, and when you have a floor ranking, people, obviously, they have a higher awareness as to whether or not they should turn on the AC. Okay, so basically about my first solution about how we can utilize the iPad on the 4th floor. Basically, we can, for one thing, we will, first of all, we can perhaps, you can see this graph, we will probably going to put this graph perhaps next to your reader, next to your reader, so that whenever you decide to turn on your air conditioner, or maybe when you decide to lower the temperature or something like that, you can refer that, the word is sort of cut, it's okay. You can refer the thermostat to the temperature of that day. Say perhaps is like today is like the 23 degrees Celsius, then you know that if you want to maintain that sort of temperature, you dial it to the fourth on that aircon you have in your room, so that you know exactly how to adjust your aircon based on the daily temperature and also the temperature you want to enjoy. And obviously, this is a way to encourage you guys that you should not live in the fridge, that you should adjust it according to the temperature. And then Amy will explain to us how the other solutions work.
Thank you, Angel. The second approach is to give the guidance to the residents on using less air conditioning. We may send some email including this graph, telling them the relationship between how much you spend on energy and how much air conditioning you enjoy. And also, we will post a poster telling the residents how they can do to save more energy by using less air conditioner in the 4th floor lobby. And the last approach is the floor ranking. I think that most of you will be happy if your floors become the champion in this floor ranking. We think that this can be an incentive to residents to use less air conditioning and to save more energy. at the end of, let's say, a period of time like a month, we may give some reward, like some snacks to the champion of this floor ranking, so that residents will be more aware of saving energy by using less air conditioning. That's the end of our presentation, and we hope that the residents in our college will become more aware of using less air conditioning and save more energy. Thank you.
Questions from the judge or the audience?
Do you have a recommendation as to what temperature is a comfortable temperature?
I would say around 22 to 25.
What is it based on?
This is based on a recommendation that we have seen it like in the government promotional materials. We can see that they tell us to set it at 25.5 degrees. But some people say that the temperature is a little bit high if you are dressy. So they will suggest a lower temperature like 22 to 25.
I suggest you check the ASHRAE handbook because it has something to do with humidity and temperature. The two together will give you comfort. Okay?
So we can add a sensor to sense the humidity and then we adjust the settings on it.
Thank you.
So you mentioned that the optimum setting will be around 23 to 24 degrees or 22 to 25. So in our room, actually in practice, how do we set that to mitigate the two things?
Remember the don't live in the fridge. The card will be placed next to your reader. Yeah, and then you can see that if it says you turn it to like say 3, then you climb up to your bed. You open the lid of the aircon and then you turn the left. No, not the left. I think the left knob to 3 or 4. 8 o'clock is 1. 4 o'clock is 10. So 3 to 4 will be corresponding to some like 9 and a half or 10 o'clock.
Not about the one.
The right one is controlling how high the fan is. Because in my room, our own experience is that if you turn the fan high, then the far side will get cold and the near side will get hot. And then if you turn the fan low, the near side will get cold and the far side will get hot. So actually that knob is up to you, and then the difference is only 50 watts. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just curious. How are you able to tell what the AC setting was from the data?
Well, we didn't actually get the setting from AC,
Yeah.
but we tested in our own rooms.
Okay, so you can see you can set it to 9 and see how much energy that uses.
When we saw,
His room has the thing in it.
yes.
His room is one of the ones we looked at on the floor.
Okay.
Yes,
Right.
and then I want my room to be. Let me see if my room is here or not. Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is that you were able to tell from every single user, what settings that they're using. And you had that one user that you could tell is using the fans. How did you know that?
For the fans, we hypothesized it because there's a graph with 2 spikes on the very left.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we hypothesized those 2 correspond to the left one is 110 watt and the right one is 160 watt. And then we think that for these 2 spikes, because they are so far away from the main cluster, and then we think that they should be the fan settings. It's like the people, they think that okay, if I don't turn the fan on, then I won't use energy. But actually, we can see if they actually turn the aircon on, or there's still a difference.
Okay. And then for the graph that you were switching between the slides on, why didn't you just put the curve over the histogram?
That is a last minute.
Okay.
No time to fire up MATLAB and then draw the graph again.
Okay, gotcha.
I thought it was an innovation.
Yeah, you can view it that way. It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Well, I have a question about the slide. One slide is just like there's a line. The left hand is right and the right hand is blue. Can you help me find the slide? Maybe a little in the back.
Yeah, yes, I know.
Yes, that one. As you just introduced, that it was just something like you suggest.
What?
What's wrong?
No.
It is just.
Capacity.
Okay.
You mean the four?
Yes,
Yes,
that's one.
okay.
And as you just introduced that as the temperature, the outside temperature is cooler, then you should turn it down to 5 or 6. I think it is not logical because as the outside temperature is hotter, then maybe people will use more air conditioners instead of it is cooler.
Well, that's a myth actually, because the thermostat doesn't know the outside temperature. It will only know the temperature at its event. So if you turn the knob to a constant setting, then it will keep the temperature constant. If it is colder than that setting, then the aircon won't even turn on.
Oh, so the temperature. What is the temperature? Is it the outside temperature or is it the inside temperature?
It is the temperature at the air inlet of the open the filter, take the filter out for washing. You can see a little metal wire in it, and that's the sensor.
Okay.
Great. Are there any last question for the team? All right. Thank you. Thank you.